Right where we left off, at the Vulture's nest. Off camera, all I did some inventory management. Sold some stuff. You know, that boring. Are you looking for someone, soldier? So you decided to light up after your workout, eh? Good choice. You're a bit of a joker, aren't you? I'm on duty here. Yeah, in the gym facility. The administration has to be sure that the iron weights don't get stolen and sold as scrap. What's the most important thing for a man on duty? To make sure the dumbbells are back in their spots and that the log is up to date. Are you serious? Are you insane? Stand back and don't distract me from watching the lower levels. Where do people have fun around here? If you like beating people up, take a walk around the residential neighborhood. But I prefer to spend my time at Second Wind. That's a local, pastry shop. You can also check out Black's bookstore. Can you tell me what's going on in the near range? The world is obviously going to the dogs. No use trying to figure out why. You'll only end up knee-deep in shit. Rebels are everywhere. It's about time the government actually governed this dump. What do you think the reason is? The committee is trying to snatch control of the Autonomy Council. After the explosion in Limb, their people are everywhere. Where did they get so many resources? The council allocates millions to enhance security and investigations. It looks like the ordinate is done. We will be disbanded in less than a year. Let's hope for the best. Fine, keep on sitting on your ass, hoping for something better. A girl rests between sets. Broken capillaries surround her pupils, and large beads of sweat have gathered along her brow. Bored, newbie? As far as I can see, you're not bad at lifting the heavy stuff. How did I live without your approval this whole time? The other week I bench pressed 120. How much you want to bet you can't even lift 100? Let's leave the competition for later. Ha! I knew you didn't have the guts, kid. Here, take the dumbbell and start lifting. What am I supposed to do with it? What's not clear, you pull it until your arm falls off, and when it does, you pull it with the other one. How's the situation? I served surrounded by men who are interested solely in grub and porno mags. The only thing they can protect Herb against is the threat of too much food. We're screwed. Do you know what's going on at the border? Ask Darcy. He just got back from that hellhole. Twitchers, gangs of scavengers. It's better to hear about the war than to see it. We'll never learn anything. We've trashed this place just like we did our planet back in the day. By the way, about Quad Zero, where does his nickname come from? Oh, see, that was a little president from civilian control. They sent him his ID, and instead of his number, all there were these 4 holes. We laughed so hard we fell over, as if an explosion went off. Then it just sort of stuck, and he doesn't really mind. Pretty blonde is smiling in your general direction. Are you looking for someone? I have a few questions. Do you always ask permission before asking a question? Go ahead. Do you know what's going on beyond the near range? How would I know? You better ask a deformant. I hope you don't think I look like a deformant. The girl giggles stupidly, touching your shoulder in a somewhat seductive manner. Which angle suits me more? Would I look better with red eyes and missing half my teeth? Better leave it as it is, eh? As far as I'm concerned, it's not bad as it is. The girl looks at you with interest. I'll keep that in mind. Something tells me you know where one can have some fun around here. I might. For example, I adore Kavaya. It's a hand-to-hand martial art that comes from the junkyard. Go to the Rusty Arena. You won't regret it. I love watching powerful, ferocious guys beat the crap out of each other. Yeah, I realize that doesn't make me sound very sane. Just don't tell the captain. Keep it between you and me. We'll talk later. The soldier stretches lazily. Can you tell me what's going on in the sector? Well, up until not long ago, it was quite peaceful here. These days, however... So we feed these bastards from B-27, and they rebel? Well, let's see how much they like eating their own shit. Do you think Getters were responsible for the terrorist attack? Well, who's the culprit then? The committee has already found out that a group from B-27 was involved in the bombing. Alright, that's enough talk. I need to get the laundry done. An elderly woman with strong forearms and a sneering face leans her elbows on the counter with an air of self-importance. Tell me about the situation in the nest. Situation? The roaches have launched an attack on the pot of soup. About a dozen people were slaughtered during the retaliation and another half-dozen people were killed attempting to hide in the soup. Don't bother me with your stupid questions, alright? You heard any news about the renegades who staged a terrorist attack? I heard that radicals of B-27 were involved in the act of terror. Although who knows with those dirty hoodlums. Anyway, if there's a problem, it's because someone was bored.
Reminiscent of some forms of schizophrenia, with an emphasis on productive symptoms. Simply put,
Did you have some business here, or did you come for a chat? How's the situation? Steadily unpredictable. The air has had a certain electric quality to it for a while now. We keep waiting for something to happen, but nothing does. You think it's about to get hot in here? I have lived in this cesspool for more than a year, and I can't shake the feeling that everything currently happening was planned long ago. What are you talking about? Without a doubt, the Autonomy Council decided to sacrifice thousands of lives to divert attention from something more important. Although this may have saved hundreds of thousands, who knows? Seems like the truth. I've known death and everything, and what I want to know everything in the world again. Do you know these lines, soldier? I try to trust my own senses. What can you tell me about your comrades in arms? The team we have is surprisingly nice. When I served in Herb, I always had to be on the lookout for rats trying to get into the committee. Everything is much better here. On the one hand, nobody gets lazy, and on the other hand, we get by without pointless initiatives. The commander of the outpost, Captain Rybel, now he's a real deal. He's a former Vulture, always good to have around. Can't tell you what he's doing in this shithole, but we mind our own business here. Rybel's aide, Prime Sergeant Quad Zero, is a tough man. Don't listen to him too much. He likes to say a bunch of shit to mess with the new guys. One day, the committee inspector turned up and sent over a new recruit with a report for Commissar Frying Pan. The guy was nearly locked up for that. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. There's some kind of nightmare living in the dining room. I wouldn't advise going in there without a flamethrower. A stooping soldier with facial features that seem too thin for a military man is irritably picking at the eczema on his arm. Damn it, when will the shit end? Fucking near-range, it's useless to try and clean yourself up here. What do you want, anyway? Do I look like someone who wants to talk? As far as I understand, you and I both took the same transport machine to get to the nest. Yes, I was transferred here from the border. Tell me about your service at the border. How's the service, you ask? Well, my boots are always covered in gray sludge. Cryoma spores mean you can never remove your gas mask. You're never warm because of the humidity, and there are gunfights day in and day out. Everyone from the other side of the border and their mother stops by to say hello. The unitor shows you his right hand. You notice that the index finger lacks the upper phalanx. How do you like that? And before that, I put half a clip into a twitcher. No, I'm done here. A twitcher? That's what we call deformants. Bet you've never seen a live one, have you? Well, some of them are small. They're so sorry looking it seems a shame to shoot them. And then there are the big ones that no one can handle on their own. Tell me about your service at the border. How's the Krioma, I thought it was under control. The cleaning service doesn't do anything unless you submit a complaint. Only the foremen come from Herb, and they employ getters to do their dirty work. Spread control. It's the spreading of getters they ought to be controlling. A middle-aged sergeant with an uncompromising mustache gives you a sharp look. We remember the dead sky. We remember. I haven't seen you earlier. Are you new? In a way, yeah. I'm from the Vulture's nest. I've recently been given an assignment. Did Ribel take you under his wing? Excellent, excellent. I have a few questions. Go on, don't be shy. Tell me about Ribel, Prime Sergeant. Ribel and I get along pretty well. He's a great man and a good soldier. You're really lucky he took you under his wing. 10 years ago, he was one of the Vultures. Not bad, huh? But the illness had put an end to his career. The poor guy never did recover completely. What illness are you talking about? He survived spontaneous awakening. His big sleep was interrupted when it was just getting interesting. For several months, Ribel was not doing well at all, neither mentally nor physically. But he's a tough guy. He did it, even though he had to go on sick leave for several years after. But how did he end up here? They say he wasn't himself for a good long while. He tried to return to service with Scanner's Vultures, but failed the test. He heard he took the dismissal badly and made a big mess of things, but that's none of our business. A few years later, he decided to return into service, but he didn't have a trace of his past ambitions anymore. Ribel asked to be positioned at some remote garrison in the near range. He prefers listening to the radio, rasping, "We need reinforcements," to sorting papers in an office at headquarters. That's how we got here. I think he found his calling in teaching the younger generation. He says the officers from the military base lack the experience to bring back the same number of men at night as what left the barracks in the morning. Tell me about the Vultures. Scanner's Vultures are the best and brightest, an elite subdivision, the pride of the ordnance, multi-skilled specialists, let's say. But you know all this, what uniter doesn't dream of becoming a Vulture? I'd like to learn more about Reservation D-106. The shadiest dive of a place, with all the faults and virtues of a slum. It used to be stupid peaceful though. The guys from the military base went there for a bit of fun whenever they were on leave. Things have become unstable nowadays. A new criminal organization was formed out of nowhere, challenging the Sons of Marak, though we too sometimes cross the line with the locals to be fair. The committee finds the state of emergency hysteria convenient. Who are the Sons of Marak? It's a bloodline clan, something between a trading co-op and a gang. Herb works with the clans but allows them too much free reign. If I were making the decisions, I would make these scumbags were all cut down like cattle. Do you have any theories about what happened in Lim? I don't like talk about things I don't know. There was an explosion, and those who organized it are hiding in B-27. That's what all the newspapers tell us. In any case, I saw for myself once again that the Darkhala Division, along with the committee, are no more than parasites, unable to deal with basic security issues. What do you think of Darkhala? The Darkhala is nothing but 11,000 idlers dusting their turrets, being way more focused on their lunch menus than their responsibilities. Tannibur, the head of the Herb Security Division, is only capable of talking on the radio. They've dumped all the dirty work on us and act as if they're damned sacred guard. And all this goes on while sites of national importance keep exploding under their very noses. What do you think of the committee? The committee is full of overly ambitious bureaucrats. Their ideological bravado is a complete farce. Even a Samnic can see that all they want is power. I heard about their new doctrine. It's cheap demagoguery created with only one purpose, to gain control over the Autonomy Council. Rumor has it that the near range is under committee control. Is that true? Jacob snorts indignantly. Nonsense. The committee may be in charge of the investigation, but we're covering their asses. So we're the ones leading the parade, no matter what those arrogant blackcoats may think. Afraid they're waiting for me, Sergeant. A short getter with sideburns reminiscent of freshly washed wool nods his gray chin in your direction. Your nose detects the bitter smell of low-quality crick. Welcome to the Second Wind pastry shop. Or have you already been here? Second Wind? Isn't that a bit of an odd name for a pastry shop? Why do you care? Maybe you'd prefer if this place was yet another bar instead, Maybe you think that getters spend their evenings taking morph or drinking themselves into a stupor. I, for instance, love muffins. They're especially delicious after smoking some lime. You tell me what's going on around here? Hey, our people here are peaceful. We don't hide any rebels or climb on top of barricades. You can do without your dicey questions. Sector B seems to harbor all the vermin. What exactly did Herb expect, I wonder, sending food there for free and leaving those people to their own devices? Their breeding and building always overflows in the end. Do you think a getter was behind the terrorist attack? Terrorist attack? Don't make me laugh. As if you don't know how Herb works. Even a tickler can't get through customs there. These things just don't happen. Revolutions are always conducted from above. The committee, the military, I heard that Herb's security forces are not doing too well, but we're the ones taking the blame. Need something, soldier? What are you doing here? Helping Tenement run the bar, so let's chat another time. Forget it. A middle-aged man with disheveled hair is shelving old books. What the hell do you all want from me? I thought you sold books. Oh yeah, tell me, does a soldier really have nothing better to do when everything is such a mess? I just want to have a look at what you're selling. Fortunately, this is a bookstore, Mr. Army Boot. Although it would probably make more sense for me to sell weapons. Either browse the books or go talk to my assistant Manic. He's the in-house philosopher and has all the time in the world. You know, it would hurt to be nicer to your customers. You catch more flies with honey and all that. I think your sales would improve if the guys in uniform were to go back to Herb. Tell me about Manic. Black rolls his eyes dramatically. Oh man, without this guy, my store would have gone bankrupt long ago. In some way, he's my teacher and one of the brightest minds in the near range. Won't be easy to find as educated and well-read a speaker as him. He understands books better than anybody else. What can you tell me about this neck of the woods? Oh, you want to know what's going on? Turn around, walk out in the middle of the street and look around. You'll see shit on top of other shit, layer by layer, and everybody's walking through these layers and layers of shit, squishing and squashing as they walk, pretending that everything is okay. Show me your books. Now, books are important in this game, because when you read them, you get XP, and you want XP so you can get more perks. So I like to buy all these books right off the bat. Get a couple levels up. A stocky man with a ridiculous haircut is staring open-mouthed at you. Have you come to see Manic? That means me. Me, of course. Smiling, Manic shows off a set of decaying teeth. Are you here to kill time talking? So, what do you want to talk about? What are you doing here? Black and I have an important mission to enlighten the people of the near range. A getter who picks up a book will never pick up a gun again. I'm a bit of a writer, and this is a quote from my book, which I borrowed from another book. I try to read a lot in order to write better. A writer, what do you write about? My book, The Station, isn't exactly going anywhere. It's actually buried in the ground. Imagine, the main character discovers incredible abilities and the community begins to pursue him. Very interesting story. How does it end? So the leader kills a bunch of agents and the delighted Commissar General offers him a position on the committee. But the hero refuses the offer because he's sticking to his principles. In the end, he disappears into the darkness, lighting a cigarette, and a sniper shoots him in the back. No, don't ask me to change the ending. It's perfect. What do you think of Black? Black is a real hero. Business is scarce, but he preserves the family traditions at any cost. So he inherited the store? Exactly, from Black's uncle. Black had such grand plans. He wanted to turn the store into a real house of culture. He recruited girls from the border areas, trained them up, and settled them here to talk to visitors. Imagine, we even had a private meeting room. Black even put a bed behind a curtain so the guests who were tired of talking could rest. But something went wrong. It turns out that they already opened a culture center in the Square of Glory. The local authorities turned up and asked Black to limit himself to selling books. Although they're supposedly the culture club, they beat Black so bad it took them an entire week to recover, and they broke the bed too. What is that book you're holding? This, The Timeless Saga, is my favorite book. It's about how two sons meet, about gods. But to be honest, the language is pretty fancy. It ain't no political book. Can you lend me this book? Lend it. Manic shifts his glance from you to the book hesitantly. It's very old, and I've never seen another one like it. Though Black has quite a lot of books. What am I supposed to read if it gets damaged? I'll bring you another book, and it'll be no less interesting. Hey, it's not the same thing. I have to go. Don't let life get you down, Manic. We can get that book elsewhere. If you take it from Manic, and later he commits suicide. So, I think maybe I'll try to keep him alive this time. We could go here first, but I think next video we need some action. At the end of the tunnel, a few armed getters are taking a leisurely stroll. These people obviously have little care for the law. They will easily kill an unarmed traveler, even if they'll get it out of several coupons. This is a random event. I think that's a good place to end the video. It's been about 30 minutes, so thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.